U.S. military base in the Middle East was struck by a ballistic missile from Iran. That's according to the Qatari Ministry of Defense. Now, thankfully, no one was hurt, but 3 U.S. embassies in the Middle East are now closed.
The State Department is racing to help thousands of Americans who are trying to leave the Middle East by launching emergency flights.
Now, President Trump saying more than 9,000 Americans have already returned since the conflict began on Saturday.
Here is what's happening this morning. The Pentagon has identified 4 of the 6 U.S. service members who were killed in an Iranian drone strike on Sunday. All 4 were based out of Des Moines, Iowa.
Now, the war has already claimed nearly 900 lives in Iran, Israel, Lebanon, Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman, and the United Arab Emirates.
The top U.S. commander in the Middle East said the U.S. has severely degraded Iran's air defenses, destroying hundreds of Iran's ballistic missiles, launchers, and drones.
And as Iran moves to select a new supreme leader, Israel's defense minister says whoever assumes that position will be a target for elimination. Now, we are 5 days into this war with escalating strikes back and forth, creating so much uncertainty for families living in the combat zone.
And that includes a family who moved from Metro Detroit and is currently living in Israel. This morning, we're hearing from a man who is having to take shelter with his wife under their apartment.
7 News Detroit reporter Brittany Tulis joins us live now, sharing their experience. Brittany?
Notifications of incoming missiles and hearing explosions overhead from a bomb shelter. Keenan Alley, that's what Hannan Lis says. It's like living in the Israeli combat zone. Actually, during his interview, he and his wife had to take cover from incoming missiles. Hear what he had to say after safely riding out those Iranian strikes.
Yeah, we heard the interception, and okay. there's an impact. Depends how close it is. You hear the impact. Almost all the missiles do get intercepted. If we didn't have the interceptors to intercept them, you'll have thousands of people injured or killed.
Lis says he had to take cover from incoming missiles about 10 times Saturday when the war started and regularly since then. He says Israelis use an app alerting people to incoming missiles, and they've used that system since the war between Israel and Hamas broke out in October 2023. Lis and his wife Lisa moved to Tel Aviv during COVID to be closer to their kids and grandkids, and riding out periodic missile strikes has been part of life since then, the closest hitting less than a mile from their home in June.
Whatever we have to do to survive and to eliminate the threat, we'll do. So we're willing to endure this week or 2 of conflict.
Last June, Israel and Iran fought what's now known as the 12 Days War. And when it comes to this conflict, Keenan and Alley, right now there's no telling how long it'll last or how long the people stuck in those combat zones will have to endure it. For now, live in downtown Detroit, I'm Brittany Tulis for 7 News Detroit this morning.
One thing for certain is that the impacts of this conflict will extend long after the hostilities officially end. Brittany Tulis live for us this morning. Thank you, Brittany.